That's a little consolation maybe, but probably not that much.
Yeah. I think there are a few upsets in the semi-finals.
Kazakhstan are coming into this race with high hopes of doing something. Serbia have had some good results in this. They've been switching their team around a little bit this season, but they've had some good results in the World Cups. There you go, where is he? He's number 3 in the boat. That's our mate who's just been racing a few minutes ago for Belarus, Raman Pietrashenko. So let's hope he's recovered. Ali Urania just sitting in front of him, who decided not to go in the K1 1000, although he was European champion, and he went in the K2 1000 but didn't do as well as he wanted to. With Medvedzedu, who's stroking the boat. And these possibly the favourites. When they're on fire, they really are on fire. This is the Czech Republic, and in the third place is the giant Josef Dostal with the beard. They all have very smart glasses, but they've now been together for 2 or 3 years as a team, and they're looking good. Russia, it's a familiar team. This is the team that won the World Championships last year. They're all together. Hungary, we have young Zoltan Kamara, who actually competed in the 1999 World Championships. He's staking the boat. They've had mixed around with a few different combinations this year, but they've gone back to the tried and tested. Portugal, they've got their big names in there. They've had some very good results in the last couple of years. And Spain, I think they won the first World Cup in Milan, was it? But apart from that, they haven't really, well, they haven't been at the other World Cup, so they couldn't test themselves. And Slovakia, they've been again mixing around the combinations a little bit in the last year, so it's interesting to see how things go. So you're a K4 specialist, what's going through their mind at this stage? Is it a case of, is there a leader, or are you just all so tuned together?
I guess it's all, you're all trying to blend into the person in front of you, especially in lining up here. It's always a little bit tricky. Everyone's sort of trying to do their own thing, getting their head right, making sure that you don't miss that first stroke.
And they're off, and they're all 9 boats are off to a safe start. You did it. Ooh, what did you say?
Everyone just seemed to come out of the blocks all at the same time.
Lane number 7 at the moment, we have Portugal with Pimenta, Silva, Ribeiro, Fernandez, all winners in their own rights. But there's the Russian team. Not surprising we're focusing on it because it is a Russian TV who's actually running the show. But so far it's Portugal coming out really, really fast, with the Serbs also at the top of the picture looking to put their name down. 1,000 meters they say, it's going to be a long race. But Portugal, as often they do, they've gone out to a very fast start.
It looks like Czech Republic now coming through the field a little bit. We've got about 4 boats just getting their noses ahead of the rest of the field.
The Czech Republic are the on-form team of the moment. They were first in the Europeans with very, very choppy water, but here we have fairly flat. It's starting to be a bit more choppy though, the water today. If you look at it, on the TV you can't see it, but if you actually look live, it's actually starting to be a bit bouncy.
So now they'll be trying to lengthen out a little bit during the middle of the race, trying to find that rhythm. Czech Republic coming through strong now.
If the 3rd or the 4th person in the boat thinks they're not going fast enough, how can they transfer the message?
Usually the person in 3rd is the one who calls instructions. And I guess the person in the first in the front seat has got a huge job. They've got to keep the length, because if they shorten up, the rest of the boat gets shorter and shorter and shorter.
Well, as we saw there, we have Havel, Treffel, Dorstal and Sturber. The reason that they haven't raced together in the World Cups that often at the beginning of the season is I think it was David Havel who was injured, so they tried other things, and Dorstal said, I'll try the 500, and did one of the fastest time ever in that, in Rachichi, and the K1 1000. We saw how delighted he was to win, but so far we're coming down well over the halfway stage, and it's the Czech Republic, I believe, are in the lead at the moment.
It's very hard to tell at this angle actually, but it looks like Czech Republic's still out in front. But we're really starting to hurt now, trying to build for the finish.
So Czech Republic are taking a certain half-length lead with 200 meters to go. But it looks like also Hungary and Portugal are still in it, with Slovakia at the bottom saying, I want to do something as well. Coming into the last 150 meters, it is Czech Republic who have a 2-meter lead over the Russians are out of it, over the Hungarians.
It looks like Portugal's coming up now.
So 80 meters to go. It's the Czech Republic with a fast finishing Portuguese.
Very fast finish. It looks like Portugal is coming out really, really close.
10 seconds to go, and who's 10 meters to go? It looks like the Czech Republic might have taken it just from Portugal.
And then Hungary, it looks like.
But Portugal are putting their hands in the air. That's interesting, because on the TV images, I thought it looked like the Czech held onto it, but the Portuguese actually live looking out the window, they're the ones with their hands in the air.
Yeah, I think that'll be very interesting to have on playback. It looks like we could have Czech Republic as the winners for this event.
Well, Czech Republic, they were third in London, just behind the Hungarians, with Australian winning there. And then you move back to the Worlds last year. It was the Russians who didn't really show today. They had a few challenges, but the federation says yes, we can stick with the same team because you are the reigning world champions. The under-23 apparently have got a very, very strong team there. But today, I thought the Czechs look like they certainly controlled the second half of the race, and we see them in slow motion, so it's going to be interesting to see why the Portuguese had their hands in the air.
Yeah, although I think they'll be very happy with that. They didn't seem to place in last year's World Championship, so that'll be very positive for Portugal. It's always that fine line going across the finish line, whether you claim it or not, just in case you didn't quite get it. But either way, I think they've got something to celebrate.
But we're certainly looking at the concentration of the Czechs going through. There's Josef Dostal, who was completely ecstatic yesterday, crying on the podium when he won his K1. Why didn't you cry?
I did shed a little bit of a tear actually when I got to the weigh-in station, wiped that away.
But here we go, let's look at this closely again.
I do think it was
it looks like
Czech Republic who actually
took your picture. The Russians have been worthy world champions for the last year. That's strange, isn't it? Because they're not. None of them are. Well, Daniel Havel is. No, I guess they think they won it.
It's also very hard to see in a K4. Sometimes it kind of looks like you're a bit ahead, depending on where you're sitting in the boat. But it looks like Czech Republic's celebrating, taking that win. It's always one of the most sought-after medals at these championships to win the K4.
Well, this is what they're calling it. It wasn't even that close. It was the fifth of a second. Czech Republic gold, Portugal silver, Hungary taking the bronze medal, then Serbia, Slovakia, Russia, Belarus, Kazakhstan and Spain didn't finish.